Konnichiwa people, my name is Ilahi, this is Anime Junction and this is actually the final episode of the series that we started 3 weeks back. We were talking about the most deadliest villain in the anime franchises. Not just anime franchises, across the anime universe actually. So we have talked about 9 villains and 1 villain is still left. But before that, it's going to be really unfair if I don't talk about these two people who are also villain, mega, big star villains. And obviously, these were actually not in the list. So we thought, why not give you some consolation prizes, right? These villains are actually more than consolation prizes. The first guy I'm talking about is actually Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. You know this guy, right? This guy. Goku from Dragon Ball Z. So, Frieza has been a noteworthy villain when it comes to the anime universe in particular because he has been appearing again and again to fight against Vegeta and Goku. And obviously, Frieza will remain special to all the 90s kid because we actually started watching Dragon Ball Z when Dragon Ball Z used to come on Cartoon Network. So that was the primary source of actually consuming anime. But then Frieza, one of the deadliest villains from Dragon Ball Z, one of the consolation prizes that you have in this particular episode. The second consolation prize that we have for you is obviously one of my personal favorite villains of all time, Uchiha from Naruto. You remember that line? Wake up to reality. Nothing goes planned in this accursed world. So obviously when Madara came into existence, right after the reanimation jutsu that was being enabled by Kabuto, one of the predecessors of, you know the name, right? Orochimaru. The man who actually waged war against the Leaf Village, one of the greatest Sanins of all time. So when Madara came into power, he was also called as the ghost of the Uchiha. And you remember that the Seven Nation Army got together to fight against this one particular guy. And who was he? He was Madara Uchiha. So obviously Madara Uchiha is going to be off the charts. He's not in the list because he is greatest of them all. He is the GOAT anime villain of all time. And it's time now to actually reveal the number 1 anime villain of all time. Yes, I'm actually saying number 1 because the leaderboard is not going to be here this time. But even if you don't talk about the 9 other villains, this is actually the one who is on the number 1 spot according to the global charts. Why? Because since 2019 release, the Demon Slayer has been skyrocketing across the globe. Why? Because it's a plain story. It talks about good versus the evil. So obviously you have Demon Slayer people who actually kill demons, and then there's the army of demons. And then there is this one particular character who came into existence. His name is Muzan. Muzan is somebody who became a demon to actually cure his terminal illness. And this experiment actually went wrong and he became a demon. So now his quest is actually to cure his illness, and he dislikes the fact that he is weak against the sunlight. So if you know about the Demon Slayer story, you can actually depict that every demon is not comfortable with sunlight. So yes, I've read the manga. I know how Muzan's going to accomplish his legacy. But this is not the place where I'm going to give you bloopers, right? This is not the place where I'm going to tell you how and why and what happened. I'm just going to talk about this brilliant character called Muzan, who comes out with an MJ hat, the Michael Jackson hat with a proper tuxedo, has a hair bun like me. Probably if I can bring out my hair like this, I surely look like Muzan. So I've already given this claim of throne to myself that I am the Muzan of this network. One of the brilliant anime villains of all time. Yes, Demon Slayer is actually a new anime, but then the love that people have shown towards Demon Slayer, and especially to the villains of Demon Slayer, is something that needs to be cherished globally. So yes, my number 1 pick for all-time greatest villain of the anime universes is going to be Muzan. So the leaderboard is out, and obviously we are going to talk about the top 10 anime villains and we are going to rank them. On the 10th spot is Isabella, if you remember, the Promised Neverland. On the number 9 spot, obviously it's going to be Suzuki. So yes, Suzuki comes on the number 9 spot. On the 8th spot actually comes Major, and on the number 7 spot is Blackbeard, followed by number 6 Crocodile Sama from One Piece. On the number 5 spot is going to be Death. If you remember, ruthless and sadistic. On the number 4th spot is Pain Nagato or Yahiko, whatever you want to call it. Number 3 goes to Vicious. Number 2 goes to Sukuna. And obviously, number 1 goes to Muzan from Demon Slayer. Well, these were the top 10 animes, and obviously 2 consolation animes, villains as well. Number 1 was Frieza, second one was Madara Uchiha from Naruto, and this was actually the top 10 villains that we ranked according to your comments, according to your approaches, according to how much love you have showered them. If you are Monkey, the Luffy, and you want to chow down some meat, probably this is the right place. 94.3 Radio 1 and Anime Junction with your host Ilahi, giving you the hot spicy update of what's happening in the anime universe.